welcome to Pizza Pixel. Bergman called me up and asked me to come over and install some tape for him. And then he made it awkward because he said he was going to film me doing it. We've got our helicopter tape, our ISC racers tape, which is great, stays on, super protective. So first thing we want to do is take off any stickers, make sure it's super clean. So Brig has a warning sticker here from the people at Transition. He said I could remove this, so a little bit, so we'll get that off. So if you want to. All right, so we got the sticker off. So it has to be super clean because any dust, anything underneath there. So what we're going to use is alcohol because it will evaporate off. It's not going to leave any residue. It's going to be super clean. So we're going to give it another wipe. And it doesn't matter if you get it dry because we're actually going to get it super wet when we apply the tape. Sure, you get everything off, nice lint-free rag there. So this tapers down, so it could be a little tough to get it to fit perfectly, but we're gonna give it a shot. So we're gonna do a little measurement here. And the key to applying this stuff and making it as easy as possible on yourself is to get it super soaked. Because then you can move it around, you can make adjustments. Because once it dries, it's on. And you can't take it off and reuse it. But if it's super wet, you can. But don't get the paper backing wet, because if you do, it'll stick on here and it'll be a pain to get off. Pull it off in one nice big stroke. Get it nice and wet. Can't use too much. We're gonna start up here, line it up. You're gonna have a little bit of room to move. If you got it wet enough, line it up. And then you're just gonna start laying it down. You're gonna start pushing that alcohol out. See, it slid on me a little bit because I got it nice and wet. Slide around a little bit. Once you start pushing that water out, it's gonna start staying. So it's harder to put this on curves. So right here where we're not really worried about this curved part as much, we'll measure it from the straight part till right before that guy. So we're gonna cut it right here. Now one of the keys to making sure that this stuff doesn't peel off, you round the edges, round the corners, because then there's nothing to grab to lift it off. It's got a nice round corner there. Your alcohol again, spray this down. If you don't have it completely soaked and you put this on there, you'll get one chance. If you don't put it on there perfectly, you're done. With getting it wet, it gives you a few minutes to get it set. You can even remove it. I've even pulled it off and put it back on. So try not to touch the bottom of it or you'll get your fingerprint on there and that'll be on there for the rest of your bike's life. You're gonna take this guy too, get this super wet, completely soaked. Try to line it up as good as possible. Again, we care more about the bottom down here than we do the top. And we're a little crooked, but look how nice it slides because it's super wet. So now that it starts drying, take your wipe, hold on one end so it doesn't go. Just start pushing that water out. And the drier it gets, the more it's gonna hold. Now these letters are raised up a little bit, and so we were a little bit worried about some air getting under there, but I think once we get all that water out, we get this dry and any air bubbles. And as you're doing this, you might see some air bubbles, just push them out. Just wipe them out. Keep pressing it firmer and firmer. The more air you get out of there, more water you get out of there, the more you can start going. See, so it's not quite grabbing here. So just keep pushing it down and blast this guy with some heat, which will help it conform, which will help the air get out, which will help it dry, make it stick and it'll never move. So let's grab that hair dryer. So now we're gonna start trying to really push some of that water out. Hold it still. All that's coming out the bottom. The more of that you get out, the better this is gonna stick. All right, we got the down tube done, but we wanna do the bottom of the chain stays and the crank arm. So we're going to take the wheel off so we can get to the inside. Because it curves right here a lot, it can be hard to get this to fit right. So I'm putting a longer piece here, and then I'll put 2 pieces across this way over here because it's easier to do that where there's a big curve. Takes a little bit of eraser's tape, some alcohol, scissors. You got your bike protected. Takes a little bit of patience. If it won't go on well, use a little bit of heat and just slowly work out those bubbles. The next morning you'll probably come out and you'll see some bubbles in there. Same thing, just gently work those out, and once it's set, it'll be on there for as long as you want. Good luck.